Actually, I was thinking the horror movie, the degenerate horror movie, like Friday the 13th or something. Yeah. Jason. But yeah, I really like Chariots of Fire was a better movie probably, although it was slow. But it's the 80s or 70s. Anyway, this is it's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, Wednesday the 27th of August. We're in the final stretch of Men's History Month, AD 2025. And I'll be getting to your calls, I do believe, okay? Oh, isn't that nice? Check this out. Look at that cat. Is that a bobcat? Looks like a bobcat to me, right? Are the things with the ears, is that those bobcat ears? Looks cool. Or is it a snowcat? I don't know. Lynx? Odimp? Anchor was typing to me, but he's making typos, I think. I don't know. Oh, I don't know is what he was trying to say. Lynx. It might be a lynx. But anyway, this is just this is the desktop of this computer, and not a Hake picture, but it is not a fake picture either. So the views expressed on this show do not represent Hake. I don't even represent myself. JLP, Bond, the D-Live crew, the YouTube crew, the Rumble crew, the faithful Facebook few, or the callers, or the platforms, or anything, okay? Take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Suspend judgment. Links. Cute killer. I saw a family of them last week, says Old Saucy. A mom and 2 younglings. Pretty cool. I can barely hear the disavowing, says T-Flying Monkey 45. Turn it up, Hake, says T-Flying Monkey 45. You're like the 4th or 5th or 6th person complaining about my volume level. What is going on? I don't know. Is it always like this? Or is this new since a couple of weeks ago, like Nugget Man was saying? I don't know. So, but other people are saying it's fine. Well, I don't know. Bobcat because of the tail, says M. Medrano. Suspend judgment unless Israel tells Hake to judge. Israel never told me anything. Look how slow those rotors are going. I'm just kidding. They're actually going fast. Let me disappear that thing so you can see the... Oh, now you can't see it. Yeah, so no endorsement nor opposition implied, not of Israel, not of Palestine, not of who? Jasmine Crockett, not of Lisa Cook, the black female woman who's standing against Trump's firing her. It's so ridiculous how Biden has... He put on all... And I don't think it was him, but he would sign off on it if, you know, if his mind were still there. I think his mind was still there when he was putting these black females in there. He was just doing whatever they told him to do, basically, though. He put on... I saw this black female judge on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, a picture of her. Mildly attractive. But she did something, I forget. And I forget whether that was the guy that beat up... Oh, yeah, I think it was Anchor Baby put it... It was the Manhood Hour thing. When Big B's, LLS, B blank LLS. Mark from Los Angeles can say it. I can't. JLP can say it. I can't. At least not on my show. I can say it in person. Be like, hey, say B, say... And then he's recording me, and then he plays it for the kids. What a degenerate. I'm imagining somebody setting me up saying, Hake, say big bees. Anyway, I don't disclose whether I say that word in person ever. There's all these black females who are like so-called judges and governoresses and mayoresses and DAs and AGs and remember there was this woman who was saying, I'm an AG. I don't know if she was white or black or what, I forget. I wasn't watching the Jesse Lee Peterson show, I was listening. Last week, it was on the JLP highlights, I think. This woman is like, I'm an AG. And the cop is like, good for you. You're a trespassing suspect, lady. But she wasn't even an AG. She was assistant. She was an assistant AG for some state or something. These women, all in their egos. It's so funny. I've known women, shout out ladies. This is Men's History Month. I've known women who want to, Raja needs to go to prison. Yes, I agree with you, DB. That was just so disturbing. But I've known women who want, like, to start a podcast. I'm laughing with you, not at you, ladies, even if you're not laughing. Okay, I'm laughing at you, but it's in amusement and good-natured laughing at you. They don't realize that they're all puffed up on their ego, and men doing it are just men doing their jobs. Sometimes you can find men who are puffed up on their ego about it. Yeah, you get caught up. But women are just really ego when they're hosting stuff and doing things, all that. Except for Pearl. Pearl's cool. No, she probably is too, all puffed up on her ego. It's a human nature thing. It's everybody's, but especially the women. It's ridiculous. But she's not the person whom I'm thinking. But she too may be subject to that. Everybody got to check themselves, you know. But they don't realize that it's a different situation when men do it. It's like something men. It's in the word. Men are meant to do it. It's not men are women to do it. Women are not meant to do that. Just call me black. I'm stealing the black thing of taking words and making the word mean something that it doesn't. Men are meant to be speaking. Women are not meant to be speaking. A gal asked me, what is it about women's voices that's just obnoxious and grating on the nerves when they're presenting? It's just the frequency is off. The vibration of her voice is usually off. There's some women who are just wonderful to hear and listen to, but not when they're. I don't think any of those women who are like that are presenting anything. It's in their proper place. You know, occasionally talking. Because they can talk. I mean, God gave them a tongue to speak. Nice. So happy Men's History Month to the ladies and to the gentlemen, and the not so ladylike, and the not so gentlemanly. Happy Men's History Month to you as well. Okay? We're going to get started here. Let me make sure that the volume is okay. That should be good. Because we have calls to get to and things to say. Super chats to read. I saw your coffees and things. Thank you kindly. That's my little disclaimer and little quick, supposedly quick, point. Make sure you catch Punchie TV later today. And you can call in and talk with us. It should be pretty fun. Thank you, Mark. I'm a woman and their voices bug me too, says JG. Yeah. So anyway, everybody, let's just get right on with the... Is this annoying? Show!
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So... Oh. How embarrassing. So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I noticed, I feel like Anchor Baby, did he crank me? Because I'm touching the red now. Interesting. Oh, here, let me turn off the video. You guys are missing the video. You like my t-shirt? It says The Hake Report, la la la. Very nice. You can get yours not on jesseleepeterson.shop. Maybe I should upload it to jesseleepeterson.shop. I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. But maybe. But maybe not. This is the hake.printify.me. If you go to thehakereport.com, you can find a link to the shop or store or whatever. Sweet. Sweet. I'd like to get to a call or two right off the bat here, as I've been lately. BJ in North Texas, a first-time caller. BJ, thanks for calling and holding, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Hake. Good talking to you, man.
Yeah, good to hear from you.
I got a compliment sandwich for you if you want it, and a Men's History Month, and then a comment about a prior caller discussion you had with prior caller about the music and arts and why liberals are always into the arts.
Okay, let's get to the most pressing one to you first, whichever that may be.
So let's do the liberal one. So you're a caller, and you discussed about why liberals are always attracted to the arts. And one of the things I learned in seminary was ancient Greek. And we don't get taught this in schools, but the Greek myths are very much part of the Bible as far as what the Bible is interacting with. And part of those, you probably seen the movie. We're about the same age. The Jason and the Argonauts movie. It's an old kind of claymation sort of movie with the Cyclops, and they're going out on this epic quest to retrieve the golden fleece and all that.
Oh.
Do you remember that at all?
It sounds familiar. I wish that I saw it. This is a 1963 family adventure.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen bits of it before. And you're talking about it was live action, but also it had like claymation, sort of like skeletons fighting the man and huge monsters.
All the titans of Greek mythology.
That's awesome.
And the gods and Olympus and the clouds and stuff like that. And Jason is a human.
Okay.
That some of the gods are helping and some of them are fighting against. And so what this has to do with liberalism, and especially with all the JLP line of thinking of listening to the voices in your head, the Muses are the daughters of Zeus. And Zeus had a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women. Some of them were human, some of them were gods. And so his main wife was Hera, and she was jealous of the daughters of Zeus called the Muses. And so she helped Jason defeat them in his quest to retrieve the golden fleece to get back at her husband Zeus. And the Muses is where we get our term amuse, musing, music, all that from, because they would sing sailors into the rocky cliffs so they would crash and die as they were trying to pass into places that were off limits to mortals. And the way that Hera, the wife of Zeus, helped Jason defeat these daughters of Zeus, which were demigods, is what we'd call them, or titans, is what the Bible calls them in the New Testament. They would sing, and they would lull humans into a state of unconsciousness because they were captivated by their thoughts being taken over by the words that these women, foxy, fine-looking demigods were saying to them. And so they would get caught up in that and not pay attention and be present, and they would end up crashing their vessel and killing everybody on board. But the Hera told Jason to tie everyone to the mast so that they could not, they would still have to hear the voices of the muses and endure it, but they couldn't do anything about it. And so it saved them by facing it and sailing through the straits where everyone else had crashed and went to their death. And I think it's the liberal and the feminist, all of this has its origins in Greek mythology. And, well, really any early religious myths, including the Christian myths, have all this in there. But so few people recognize it because they've never studied it, and they much less do they ever teach it in a church. But yeah, these liberalism is a spiritual battle, and feminism is a spiritual battle, and music is a spiritual battle. And if you look at every great inventor and musician in history, like Leonardo da Vinci, Beethoven, they all credit the muses that, and they sometimes just straight up call them daemons, which comes directly out of Greek, meaning a spirit. And we have co-opted it in English and Latinized English demon. And yeah, these men say they listen to these spirits, and that's what they credit their great works to. Technology, music, and this all goes back to the first 11 chapters of Genesis, where the sons of God intermarried with the daughters of men and produced offspring. And the watchers, who were the parents of these Nephilim, the gods set to rule over the nations of the earth, over people, were rebel. I hate the word angels. The Bible calls them Elohim, like gods. But they rebelled and taught men technology, makeup, witchcraft, what do you call it, necromancy and divination, all those things, drug use. And all of that stuff is so relevant to today. I wish I could convince people to study their Bibles and study the myths of Greek and Roman cultures, and even the Middle East and India. They all have the same stories of these gods, and it's a spiritual battle between the gods and man. And they use women, especially the women deities or demigods, to lure humanity to their doom. And yeah, I just heard you talk with that caller about just kind of musing, if you will, over the idea of liberalism in the arts. And that's it.
Interesting, man. Thank you for your input on that. Pretty cool.
Can I give you a quick men's history person?
Sure.
Dana White, president of the UFC.
I heard of him. He supported Trump this term. The
Yes,
guy
he
who
did.
looks like a taller version of Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I don't think he's that tall either. But
5'11".
Joe Rogan's pretty short. But Dana White is a self-made billionaire.
Don't
He's
read that, kids.
supported Trump when it wasn't popular. He employs thousands of people worldwide.
Yeah.
He is a friend to every nation who is a friend to him, despite having political differences. And he's like a dad to so many of these angry young men who get into fighting. And he helps, he offers classes for preparing for after you're done fighting, when you are forced out or retired.
Oh, cool.
I mean, just real grown man stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's the most moral man on earth, whatever that means, but I think he's a good man, and he's done great things for the UFC. And for America.
Dana Frederick White Jr. Nice contribution, man. I can dig it. He also founded Power Slap, or he's the owner of Power Slap, the slap fighting thing. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, that's so funny. But then I'm like, whoa, that hurts their brains or something. So now I'm a woman. I feel like I'm a woman about it. But
yeah, Power Slap's an abomination.
Yeah, I disavow it. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
He's Irish, so he can't help it. Those Irish.
You're right, it's in his blood.
Yeah, they support giving one another brain damage or something.
I'm Scots-Irish. I've always enjoyed fighting, not out of anger, but out of just competition and, that kind of thing.
I've always kind of liked, because I grew up and karate was all big. I'm from the 80s. And so Karate Kid and ninjas and stuff. And I did wrestling one year in high school. And I've always kind of liked that type of stuff too. Not that I've necessarily gotten into it the way that so many other people have, and good for them. But I can agree with it. Is Scots-Irish completely Irish, but they were in Scotland, or they went to Scotland and they came back to Ireland, or what is the story? I forget what Scots-Irish means, because it's either not Scottish or it's not Irish. But what is it?
Right. Part of Scotland was taken by Ireland.
Okay.
And so there's a Scottish remnant in Northern Ireland.
Okay, so you're Scottish, but you spent, but you were in Northern, but your history is from Northern Ireland, so it's very Irish influenced or something.
Yeah, it's like Russians living in Ukraine.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Scots-Irish, known as Scotch-Irish, cultural group of Scottish Protestants who migrated to Ulster, Northern Ireland, in the 17th century, 1600s. Later to the American colonies, especially the 18th century. Cool.
Yeah. And we come from a long line of the old crusty white Anglo-Saxon Protestant stereotype.
Why do you say crusty? That's funny. Is that Appalachian? Is that crusty another word for Appalachian or Appalachian?
No, not Appalachian, but Anglo-Saxon, like the old school Anglican type church, the stone churches with a lot of they're real conservative, very, very conservative. Like you usually cover your head in church, or women do.
Wow.
And have long hair, and basically there's a whole.
The men have long hair, you meant? Or the women?
No, men don't have long hair. They usually have long beards.
That could be crusty.
Yeah. But there's something about it that I don't hold to that myself, but I really enjoy going to those churches because they're very they're pious. They really want to be godly people and do separate themselves from the world and live their own life. And they're pretty welcoming about having outsiders, and they're. I wouldn't say they're not judgmental. I think you have to be in order to be like that today and maintain your culture and community. But I respect that about them. And they sing the Psalms without any music, no instruments. It's just a cappella.
Okay.
And it's very beautiful. And it was weird for me at first, growing up in like a contemporary Christian music kind of church era, and which I can't stand anymore. But it's just, you really feel like you're singing with the angels before the throne of God, and you're saying His words back to Him. It's just awesome.
I'm reading in far left Google AI that the Scottish-Irish were known for their rugged, independent, and devout nature, and they had a strong desire for freedom from authority, And so they're independent-minded people, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
part of,
and
that's very American.
So the last 11 years of my life, I've lived off the grid. After I graduated from seminary, I moved out to the woods, lived in a tent for 91 days while I built my own house by myself. And
Wow.
I've never had a mortgage or utility bill, water bill, nothing. I get my water from the sky, the power from the sun, and got animals and a garden, and it's my little Eden, man. So it's runs in my blood to this day.
Nice. Right on. Well, thank you for your men's history contribution, man. It's good to hear from you, BJ.
Yeah, appreciate your show, man. Keep it up.
All right. Call me again, man, when you
Yes,
can.
sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye. And Mark in Los Angeles, California. Mark, thanks for calling and holding. Happy Men's History Month.
Yes, sir. Happy Men's History Month, Hake. I'll get to the point. In Minneapolis, Shiloh, you remember our friend Shiloh?
Yes.
The girl that, okay. Now, I just heard on one of your competitor shows that they're trying to press charges on her.
Yeah.
They're saying it was hate speech. So a white person gets robbed by a savage, a little demon. She accurately describes what he is, and now they want to prosecute her. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's possible. You never know with these judges that are nothing but criminals themselves. I just, I really wish her the best. She was the victim, but they're in the business of, if they're white, you go after the victim, and if the suspect is Negro, you do everything you can to free him.
Yeah.
And that's what happened here. They didn't arrest that little demon for stealing. I don't care if he's in diapers. You can't steal. And the rotten father, who's, the seed of Satan himself, they defend their little demons. So,
was he the father, the guy who was recording her? Or was he just some meddling person who didn't even belong there? Or what?
No, according to reports, he was a stepfather. And I always, get the details correct. Whenever I talk to you, I get the details correct. It's just that you got some pig in the chat that doesn't like me, so he challenges everything I say. He's a clown, Lord of the Pigs. Okay, and I also wanted to say,
what I heard was disorderly conduct. I didn't hear about hate speech, but same thing. It's ridiculous.
Oh, sure. They're going to get her for anything.
Yeah.
They can.
Somebody in the chat, we heard about this on the J.S. Peterson show earlier, and somebody super chatted about it. And somebody made the point that disorderly conduct is a very vague and subjective charge, which is true. It's ridiculous, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I hope the best for her because they want to victimize the victim. So what I wanted to also say was that you mentioned about the inferior black females that have been appointed to positions they're not qualified for.
Yeah.
It's nothing new, though. It's nothing new in America because under the Reconstruction, it was the same thing. You had unqualified, feeble-minded Negroes trying to run a government they're not qualified to run, and the Klan had to come in and save the day. Everything I tell you is historical fact that can't be denied. So when people criticize me for saying this stuff, those are the enemies within. The people that want to dispute or refute what I say. Everything I've ever called in and told you about can be documented. So what we have in Minneapolis, you heard about the shooting today, right?
I heard that there was an active shooter in Minneapolis.
Yeah, we don't know the race. And like I've said before, they won't give you the race right away unless the suspect is white.
Well, we'll see.
And that's what we have here. And
was it
again,
they're saying it was a Minneapolis Catholic school, 3 dead.
Right.
Maybe
right.
including what does AP say? Far left AP, including the so-called shooter, 17 injured. What a mess.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to know the motivation. We know that Minneapolis is a taken over, so to speak, town where, Obama dropped a bunch of these inferiors into the city back when he was president, and look what it's brought. They got some inbred-looking clown.
Mark, you got to calm down a little bit.
Mayor. Pardon me?
You got to calm down with the vitriol.
Well, no, I'm
for the
sorry.
sake of my channel, it's like ridiculous. It's off the charts.
Well, what did I say?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh, I don't know what I said.
Yeah,
but
because
anyway,
this disdain for these people is just bleeding out of you, and you're just expressing it so nastily. You don't have to be so nasty all the time.
Well, I'm not using profanities or racial slurs.
You don't have to be using profanities or racial slurs to be nasty, as you well know.
Well, that's pretty nasty what they did to Shiloh. That was pretty nasty what they did.
It doesn't mean that you get to be nasty on my show and put my channel at risk and be crazy.
Well, I don't mean to do that.
I know you don't. That's why I'm bringing it up, because I know that you are a civilized white man who likes to be gentlemanly.
And you admitted yesterday that I pose no threat to your monetization.
I didn't say that. I just said that you weren't the reason why I was demonetized back in like 2020 or whenever that was.
No, I know. It's just that some of the clowns, the pig and the rest of them.
But don't worry about what the chat is. That's immature to be concerned with what the snake pit says.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I just like to take these punks on. Anyway.
So who you said inbred looking clown, which is what got me to respond to you. Who are you referring to? And I disclaim and I disavow the inbred looking clown thing.
Okay, it's the guy, I don't know his name. He's a Somali that's running for...
oh, that guy. Yeah, you're so nasty to that guy. And he is a nasty person, but that doesn't mean you're too... But anyway, okay, I know who you're talking about. There's this Somalian guy who looks like he might be related to Lori Lightfoot. He has sort of bug-eyed look to him, and he's running for mayor. He's a skinny guy. He's saying that white supremacists are the big threat to America. I heard it on American Anchor, baby.
Who says that lie?
Everybody. But this particular, the guy whom you referred to, which I disavow as the inbred-looking clown.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
No, Hake, I can tell you this. I'm not a doctor, but I think if you were to check into it...
No. Let's not go there. But I get you.
Okay, well, I could say this, and I hope you don't get mad, but what's that phony Kush town or state or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the area of Somalia and another country. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
And inbreeding is very, very prevalent over there. So it's not unlikely that could be his problem. I don't want to focus on that.
Right, let's move forward.
But I just want the audience to know what we're up against here. This clown may become mayor of Minneapolis, and that's terrible. I mean, we got a commie running for mayor of New York, and he's probably going to win. I hate to say it. I don't want him to win. And now we got this thing running for mayor of Minneapolis, and he's just as evil.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, and I don't see how even Trump is going to turn this around. I don't know. I just hope the best for the white race, because once we're, out of the scene, civilization's going to collapse, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be very ugly when it happens. I won't probably be alive, but I think if Harris had won the election, she would have just brought him more in by the millions. And, it's just ridiculous that they're allowing that. I mean, it's obvious what they're trying to do, and yet we're not doing anything to stop it.
Yeah.
That I haven't been banned from your show for years now. And there are people who want me banned. Not because I say anything wrong. It's because they don't like that I'm dropping truth bombs. They don't want this out. They want to pretend like there's no such thing as racial difference and white people are just blacks with white skin. Last thing I want to say, did you see, what's his name, Raja? This creature that beat up the...
Horrible. Yeah, the beating of the pro wrestler. It was supposed to be a show. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is typical. What do they call that? When you impulse.
Impulse control.
They don't have it.
Yeah.
They lack it. And that's just about over half of them. Oh, one last thing. I do have one other thing to say. This is for Dennis or Bald Man or Ronnie. You know, he's got 3 aliases, so I want this to go to him. If 30% of Negroes under the age of 30 are on parole, on probation, or in jail, that's just one segment of the black community. How can he get up on your show and lie to the whole world, Bald Man, and say only 2% of blacks have criminal records? You liar. How could 30% of male Negroes under the age of 30 be on parole, on probation, or in jail? And that's only one segment. Let's look at the black females. You probably got even higher numbers there. So, Bald Man, your propaganda, your lies, and your cover-up trying to be other people, it's cowardly. And I just wanted to say, now that's not too harsh, is it, Hake?
No, you're being reasonable, I suppose. I don't know where you get the 30%.
Male Negroes under the age of 30 are on parole, on probation, or in jail. And it's, I don't know if that came from the FBI. It's old news.
Yeah.
It's been out there for a long time, and I think you know it. You've heard about that stat. So how in anybody's math, even a low IQ Negro, how can they come to only 2% when 30% of just one segment of their population have criminal records? That's the question.
I think he's talking about violent crime like murder or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I'm talking about all crime, not just murder.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1 out of 20 Negroes in America will murder. Okay? They will murder in this life. 1 out of 20. And anybody that wants to refute that, check with the FBI. Of course, you can't believe everything on Google either.
Right.
That's the problem. We're not getting, the honest truth here. But anyway, I'll let you go. Hey, let's all pray for Shiloh because she's on their hit list.
Thank you, sir.
She was a victim. So that's all I got, Hake. God bless you.
Yeah,
Thank
you too.
you.
Bye. Huh. Justice system stats. I don't know. Let me get to a few of these super chats if you guys don't mind over here. We have, if you go to buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report or just directly to thehakereport.com, you can catch them. Greggatron says, Hake, I have a bone to pick with you. You don't say to this day anymore. I know, it's been a little while. It might be ever since I started doing these different things. Let me see. Am I organizing by... If I go all the way up to here and just drag these over here. I like to clean up my folder here. But I have to this day thing, right?
To this day.
How's that?
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day.
Deontay Wilder. To this day. Complaining. Fighting. In their minds. Terrible. I didn't even know what that was, says Greggatron, until I started watching your little show. With that said, here you go. And he made a little video on his little channel about my little channel and little incidents of me saying to this day and other people saying to this day. Look, there's old my old
I'm
co-host.
just speculating because of the different lifestyle.
I wonder
after
if
the
the
shutdowns. Because think
if
about
the
the
transcript
shutdowns.
says-
People were not outside. They weren't allowed to go to the gym.
Yeah.
They were not allowed to.
And to this day,
Yeah.
she still gets sick.
Yeah.
So I think that for her,
Let's find another
for
one.
her specifically, I think
This day.
and, right.
Thank you.
But I think that
Show to this day. To this day. Show to this day. Oops. To this day. To this day. Oh, that was
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day.
terrible.
That's right, Deontay. Shout out.
Oh, let me turn it up a little bit. Here. Thank you, Kaya. That's much appreciated. You accused us of being sore losers, and now I'm accusing you of being sore losers. And you have a right to be sore losers. Not you,
So
personally.
you said we have a right to reparations. And
To this
the
day.
more confident you
Hold
are,
on.
the more scared. Yeah, because you're scared right now, you know you're wrong. You wouldn't be scared if you was wrong. It wasn't wrong. You know what I mean?
To this
So the
day.
more confident you are, the more right you are.
This
You
is
know we've been
You can't
fighting
fight
400 and
scared.
still fighting to this day.
wow.
To this day. To this day.
So loud. It's been too long.
All right. Have a good one, Hake.
All right, thank you, Rika.
And if anybody don't understand that, then God be with them. Go look up the history. Go look up the history. Don't everybody believe in Google? Go.
No, I don't believe in Google. There's Deontay Wilder. He's a talented, or at least talented-looking, black boxer guy. He was like a heavyweight champion guy, but the Irishman, the Irish traveler, Gypsy, who looks all fat and out of shape, beat him handily. To this day. I feel like I should cut that off because there was this black guy who's a journalist who originally made that clip.
Go Google that. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
He silenced the spoop.
You know what? I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day.
Thanks for watching Greg's Clips. Thank you, Greggatron. I abbreviated it because I skipped ahead. I used the transcript. It's a pretty cool trick. If the video which you are watching has a transcript, you can. It's like a little fun thing. Here, let me open it up to one more time. I wonder if he has.
yeah.
Your friend may be sick more, perhaps.
Okay, so
I'm just speculating because of.
let me mute this. See, you can watch on mute and then have the subtitles turned on. And then this is a cool thing from CLC, whom some of you guys hate. If you hit plus or minus, you can increase the size of, to a point, of the little captions there. So you have to hit shift hyphen for minus, or shift equals, which is the plus sign, to make it the wording larger, to enlarge the things, subtitles, closed captions, thingamajigger. Very cool. I love learning keystrokes and things to make technology, to make life simpler. There's this guy who was showing me his texts, and he showed them to me, and it was like huge, because his eyesight was going crazy. Ooh! Shout out to the aging people. Oh, oops! I hit don't hit control minus Hit Control 0 if you hit Control minus. Hit Shift minus or Shift plus. I kind of like the slightly larger text so that you guys can read along to a little bit more easily. But I should probably turn that closed captions off. Very nice. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Shout out to Greggatron. Greggatron is a fan and friend for years now. I didn't know that some of you guys have only been following along since like 2021 or something like that, because I got demonetized in 2020. And through thick and thin, a supporter to this day. Anyway, popcorn. Everybody loves popcorns, books. We've touched on this topic before, but I wanted to revisit it briefly from a different angle. The Great White Hope, GWH. I love that. Popcorn, you crack me up going along with that term. Said that he believes there could have been negotiations around the Civil War. I don't think he said that. He said, you're onto it. He said, I would have negotiated around it. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? You mentioned that you believed him when he said that. He had he, the Great White Hope, been president back then, he would have negotiated instead of going to war. The Civil War was fundamentally, he claims, about slavery. Just read the various succession, he means secession, I'm pretty sure, documents, and it's clear. Says Popcorn. Okay. Our new government is founded upon exactly the opposite idea of equality. Good. Equality is no good. Its foundations are laid, cornerstone rests upon the great truths that the Negro is not equal to the white man, that slavery, subordination to the superior race is his natural and normal condition. And that's a quote. I disclaim I neither agree nor disagree necessarily. No, this isn't taken from a draft of Mark from Los Angeles Ethno State Charter. It's a proclamation by Confederate Vice President Alexander Stevens, or Stevens. Question, S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S. Question, since you would have been in favor of negotiating around slavery as an anti-abortion person, pro-life, would you be in favor of negotiating around abortion? Yeah, I would. I wouldn't be in favor of going to war over abortion. It doesn't make sense. It's like bombing a clinic. Suppose there's people in that clinic. You could kill somebody. That's not right. You're killing, and to stop killing, it doesn't make sense. It has to be orderly and civilized and peaceful manner. Even if you like do no abortion. Anybody who does abortion, death penalty. Say we did that. I don't know. I don't see it happening. That would have to be in an orderly and peaceful way, not a lynch mob and stuff like that. We are respectable men. One abortion per person, an abortion tax. What would those negotiations look like to you? I don't get that far into my imagination about it, man. Or are you a hardline no, full stop on abortion? I personally would outlaw it. But since the women and males, I won't call them men, are so intent on keeping the abortion, I suppose you have to let the people love their hell and keep on killing and pretend like it's not murder, I guess. Because you have to do what the people agree to. The people have to agree to it on some level, even if begrudgingly. People begrudgingly agree to, drinking and driving is wrong and you should get a DUI for that, or something like that. Some people are begrudging about it, but they agree to it. It's like, all right, whatever, we have to accept it. Because everybody agrees. It's irresponsible, it's wrong. So you have to, that's what politics is, in my mind, is whether the people are not blind, whether they can see. What about slavery negotiations? I'm hardline full stop. But you differ, I presume. Yes, I definitely differ. Since negotiation involves give and take. What are the gives and takes on the pro and anti-slavery sides? Give me a glimpse. It would be with restrictions. This is so like in the imagination, man. I don't know. And you're really in your imagination about no slavery, full stop, because I would be surprised if you have any real firsthand experience with it, unless you went to Libya or somewhere that has full-blown slavery unmasked, like I guess they have, according to what I've heard in the news. Because we don't have any, like, we're so 150 years removed from it, plus. I don't even know, man. I don't even know, man. They were talking about, a new state has to be pro-slavery and also have an anti-slavery state. It's ridiculous. I was listening to this one talk show host on the radio last night, and some Democrat was like, the free state of Maryland. And I guess that's a reference way back to the slavery days. But Maryland wasn't completely a free state. Half of it was pro-slavery and Confederate. Delaware was the same thing, I heard. And are they really free? Please, are we free? I mean, I'm glad I can move about after work, do my thing. Whatever. Okay, so let me see if I can humor you at all. They should be able to buy their freedom. Maybe we include, since we're Christians and we're Bible believers, I would do like a 7-year Jubilee thing. When the year of Jubilee, everybody gets freed. I don't know, they can buy their freedom. Whatever. We would be like, no, since I'm a good liberal communist, I'm trying to repent, okay? But I'm a liberal communist still. I'm a mama. I would be like, no. You know how they have animal cruelty laws? I would have anti-cruelty laws, no slave cruelty. And slaves should also respect their masters and obey them. But masters, be decent to your slaves. It would enforce a little bit of Christianity on some of these unchristian slave owners. The Christian ones are cool. But the unchristian ones, the ones who don't seem very Christian, we're a Christian nation, you know? I heard, and Daniel has not corroborated this, our resident sub-historian, because our resident historian has passed on into the next life. Rest in peace, Asmodor. But Daniel has not corroborated this, but what I heard, and I've repeated it, and I haven't heard anybody say that it's not true, I don't think, because Daniel wasn't clear, I don't think, was that slavery was already kind of on its way out. We had the cotton gin. As Mark rightly said, they're antiquated, obsolete farm equipment. But not totally, because they're built for the sun. They are built for it. They need their vitamin D. They need to take in more sunshine than us, because my white skin, it's white, it's not pink, absorbs the sun real quick and catches some rays, and it soaks right in. But the blacks need more sunshine to get enough sun. And so they can work in the heat. Better even than the Latinos, except for the extra dark ones. They need more sun too. From what I hear, the darker you are, the more sun you need. The lighter you are, the less sun you require. And in fact, it can be too much. Real quick. Nugget Man says, day 15 of having the show to max volume and barely hearing anything. How frustrating. How frustrating, man. I'm going to go harass, to use a woman word. Bill, the engineer, and of course Nick, the American anchor baby, who's also somewhat of an engineer himself, because they are kings. So I shall petition my king, Nugget Man. Thank you for your heads up about it. All right. So anyway, so you can call in 1-888-775-3773. Sweet. I'll get to more of your super chats, everybody, but I'd like to get to a call or two here. Tired of hearing my own voice, you know. But thank you to your popcorn coffee. Negotiations. Had we never had a war, would it be still in existence today? I doubt it. What do I know, though? The reality is they had a war, and the reality is it's gone. And the reality is people are in their imaginations. Carver says, Hake, please inform your audience to turn off stable volume if they are having audio issues on YouTube. Interesting. Turn off stable volume if you're having audio issues on YouTube. More premium controls, quality. I don't know. Where's stable volume? Is this a, I don't know. I can't find it, but viewers, if you're having audio issues, turn off it's capital S, stable, capital V, volume, stable volume. Yeah, I don't know. Day 15, according to Nugget Man. Maybe it's on YouTube, but it's also on Rumble, too. Jules Verne and T-Fly Monkey are complaining about the audio being low on Rumble as well. And so is it on their phone? Is it their iPhone? Or is it their Android? Or is it their phone? Or is it what? Lord of the Pigs Pies, a member of the Snake Pit, says, check your sound settings. It's been good over here. Audio is fine. It says GG. I don't know, Nugget Man. It's in my truck, cranked to max. Hey, Doxed is having a truck. Stable volume is YouTube. A YouTube post-process is King Glizzard. Turn my left headphone up. Yeah, his brain volume is low. Get you a Bluetooth speaker. I don't know. My iPhone is working fine, says Lord Spike Protein. That's your pig noise, Jupiter. So, pardon the strange interlude. I don't know what's going on. Anchor Baby is ready to help, but he doesn't know what to do, if anything. We don't know. Okay, so it is a mystery. We have a man who studied audio in Derek. Catch Punchie TV, okay? What's up, David? Nice to see you, man. All right, so Jermaine in Canada is on the line over here. Jermaine, thank you for calling. How you doing?
Hey, Hake, how are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Nice. Happy Manchester Month.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, a little bit of disclaimer, because I haven't looked into this myself. I just saw a video of it earlier this morning while I was getting ready for work. This 14-year-old girl in the UK, I mean, it's a viral video now going viral of her defending herself from a migrant for harassment.
14-year-old what type of girl? White girl, black girl? Or
White
what?
girl, white. She white.
Okay.
Yeah, with her sister. They were defending themselves from this migrant harassing them.
Yeah.
And she had a knife and an axe in her hand.
Whoa. Oh, I've seen
funny.
memes about this. I've seen memes about this on X. Okay.
I don't know how true this story is because, I mean, if you're harassing her and you're videoing it, I don't know why you would video it and post it, right? So it's kind of a weird situation.
She was defending herself?
Yes.
Against whom? Against who?
A migrant. They claim. I don't know the true story behind this.
charged with brandishing a weapon in Dundee. And where is Dundee? Is that over in what's it called? I'm afraid to show this footage. There's a picture of her. Oh, wow. Okay, so a Scottish teen arrested for weapons in Dundee confrontation. August 24th, Dundee, Scotland. Scotland. According to X, okay, it's an X summary. It may be accurate, it may not be. 14-year-old girl arrested for possessing a bladed weapon in the UK. Can't spell UK without being ridiculous. Confronting a man amid unverified harassment claims. The incident captured in a viral video showing the girl defending herself and her 12-year-old sister ignited online outrage over youth safety, immigration, police responses. Critics highlight the rising knife crimes among young people, 91 cases in 2024, and they question systemic, liberal buzzword, communist, failures in protecting vulnerable children from perceived threats. That's a summary of posts on X and may evolve over time. Can make mistakes, it's grok, you know. So Leonardo posted about it. Leonardo Joni, former JLP guest, based female comedian, if you will, supposedly.
Oh, the comedian.
She was stalked by a PDF, according to this gal. I don't know if it's true. From the ages of 8 to 11. So it's purportedly a Muslim, and there she is. It's like a little girl. It's like, that's a little looking 14-year-old. I was a little looking 14-year-old. I was not that little looking at 14. So she was arrested? And yeah, crazy. That's interesting. Absolutely horrific. Don't blip and touch us, little girl screams at a purported migrant, recording them before brandishing an axe and a knife to warn him off what is happening. So there's the mess, and whoa, crazy. So anyway, I don't want to get in trouble, but she's now the poster of the British resistance. Oh, Lord. Oh, girl.
No way.
Cute. It's clever. It's nice art. But what a mess. So what's your point about it?
Yeah, I was just calling you to probably take a look at that. I don't really know the full story behind it, but
yeah.
My point was, like, the guy, he was recording her. I don't know why you would commit an act and then record it and post it after. Is it that he wants to paint the little girl?
If you can present yourself and play yourself off as innocent,
yeah,
you're going to record the person who seems like the person who she seems like she's being crazy in his mind and in liberals' minds. And I don't know. I'm referring because I don't know. Interesting. So that's what there's Tommy Robinson posting about it. That's funny. That's cute. It's interesting. So that's why he would. That's why I imagine that he would record it. It's like the guy who made a fool of himself, really, when it comes objectively speaking. The guy who recorded that girl, the white woman mother, Shiloh Hendrix. He recorded her. He looked wronger than she. He looked ridiculous, if wronger is a word. He was wrong. But he was making a fool of himself, thinking that he was making a fool of her, and in other people's mind, they agreed with him because their minds are dark.
Yeah, Jesse did one, I think, a couple of weeks back of this guy that was walking his dog. And then the crazy woman attacked him, and then she started recording herself after she did the craziness, trying to play like she's a victim. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, right. It's a common ego evil thing, trying to get somebody else in trouble with the internet and with police and with this or that. Blacks, they pretend like they're not snitches. They're such tattletales. Anyway, shout out.
Shout out.
This is not even a black. I don't know what the Muslim guy, purported Muslim guy who was recording her was, but she's a Valkyrie queen, says Kevin Howe. Nice. That's funny, man. Interesting. I don't know the story, but thank you for the tip. I had heard I'd seen the image of her with the knife and axe.
It's kind of funny though that they have to resort to carrying weapons. I mean, the UK is terrible for that, but
yeah, because they outlawed guns, and now they're trying to outlaw knives. And I remember a viral, crazy, evil video from like 10 plus years ago, maybe, of in England or somewhere in the UK, this black guy was shouting at the camera after having brutally, I think, murdered might have been a cop, because you know how the cops are unarmed in the street.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the incident that I'm talking about, but it was just a crazy, horrific, traumatizing, really, video of this guy, and he was like a Muslim, I think. Muslim kills man in the street, UK, on video. 2015. No, I don't know. Lee Rigby, murder of Lee Rigby. Was this the one? British Army soldier? I don't know. I don't know if this is the incident that I'm looking for. I wonder if I could find it actually in the pictures, probably. They had like this, did they cut the guy's head? Never mind, I don't know. But it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah. Okay, just before I go,
yeah.
A man's instrument nomination, I'm guessing. The James 007. Not the new guy. I don't know this guy's name, actually. The one before the last one, I would say. I'd have to look up his name.
Oh, so one of the James Bond actors?
Yeah.
The OG. Yeah. I mean, the original, there's been like several, like many.
This is tricky now because I don't know the guy's name.
Yeah, totally tricky. Okay, so there is the guy who said, there is the guy who, so you're obviously not thinking of the blonde one, am I right?
No, not the British.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Are you thinking of Sean Connery?
Pull up an image on my computer. Oh, this guy.
I don't think that you're thinking of the guy, Pierce Brosnan. James Bond actors.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
The brown-haired guy? Okay, so there's Daniel Craig. He did a great job, honestly, even though he's a liberal. There's Sean Connery, very good job, I think. He's funny. He's gone now. Roger Moore, not really familiar. Pierce Brosnan, he was in the 90s. And you are thinking of Pierce Brosnan?
I grew up on. Yeah, that's the one I grew up on. And one before him. There was another one before him, too.
There's George Lazenby. Are you familiar with the Sean Connery one? People act like he was one of the best. I don't know.
The Scottish actor?
Who? Yeah, I think he's Scottish. Yeah, Sean Connery. Shocking.
I don't think I've seen. I may have seen this.
Yeah, he is a much loved. He is like the manly actor of when I was a kid. Although he's older.
Yeah, his older look I'm familiar with. Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah. So, and he had a hairy back of his neck, so I stopped trimming the back of my neck or the front of my neck for a while, and I started back again, trimming it a little bit.
That's
funny. Daniel Craig, he did a good job, even though he's a male feminist. He played a Jew, actually. Is he Jewish? I don't know. He played a Jew in some other movie. British. Daniel Craig. Anyway, nice. Thank you. Appreciate the contribution. One of the James Bond guys. So you're thinking Pierce Brosnan for sure, because you grew up in the 90s, and I did too. And, you know, I thought he did a fine job. It was kind of funny and classy look.
Womanizer.
Right. That's true. I disclaim. He's 72, Pierce Brosnan is? I did not know that. I guess that makes sense. He would have been in his, 40s in the 90s or something like that? I don't know. Interesting. Irish, he is. Pierce Brosnan. So you're team Pierce Brosnan since you grew up on him, with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's fair. Shout out. It's good to hear from you, Jermaine in Canada. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Hake. Have a good show, man. We'll chat again.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye. Make sure you guys catch American Anchor, baby. And please, if you'd please, catch Punchie TV, all right? Punchie TV. Happening live today. Much grass. Many thanks. Muchas gracias. Brosnan is a... You can't say dork. That's... Never mind. I'm not going to tell you what that is. People poison your mind telling you what these words really mean. You know, I'd rather not know. They're Lord of the Pigs, trauma. They're all Jewish. Hake says Kevin Howe. Yeah, they're the best actors. Except for some. Lord of the Pies traumatized me about Like a Prayer. And these intellectuals, man, Lord of the Pies, CJ, Evil is Real, they traumatize me with telling me what these things mean. You can't say scumbag anymore because what it really means. You can't say this or that. Whatever. As if Madonna isn't degenerate. I know. I thought it was a Christian song. No, I didn't. But I didn't think that. How could it be about that? This is the 80s, right? It wasn't it's the 80s that we were talking about. I guess it was kind of flying under the radar, but I never heard it until he said it, and now I still don't believe it. They didn't even do that back then. They hadn't even heard of that back then. As if they came up with degenerate, perverted, fake sex. Sorry, kids, ladies. Afterwards, as if they came up with that stuff just now. Nice. Trauma. So anyway, Anchor, baby. Punchie TV. Learning about innocence lost. All souls want it back. Some uncover the cost. Let me make sure that my my BitChute is going. Did you know I stream on BitChute? B-I-T, as in bit, like little bits. Bit, shoot, like shoots and ladders. It's not the other word. Yeah, it looks like I'm live there. What's up, Punchie.tv? I'm live over there. Good morning, Jim in Alaska. 07, which looks like a salute. I 07'd some band people yesterday. Salute to them. Happy Men's History Month, y'all. Albert says, you have the wrong monkey on your shirt. The one who's covering his ears. This is like a yellow monkey. Shout out Asians. I don't mean you. I got that from a G.I. Joe comic book, okay? Somebody called Quick Kick a yellow monkey. And Quick Kick is like, what? I want to kick his face. And they're like holding him back because he's mad at the racism. He's trying to get in your head. Quick kick. Don't fall for that. You're supposed to be above it all. Nice. And I will get to more. I don't know what you mean. I will get to more of your super chats. I mean, I'm looking right at them. But I feel like I want to get to some things over here. If we mosey over to the HakeReport.com. And I will, I really have to make sure I do get to them. But if we zoom in over here, what do we do? I could not find that black lady who's in that lawyer commercial who was in an accident and she thought she was going to die and they treated her like a queen. I couldn't find that. Okay, this is fun. Here's something fun. Enjoy. This is this DC gal who's the police chief or something singing. This is not that fun. So,
Telling my life with his word. That's what I was waiting on. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my own life with his words. Killing me softly with his song.
no. With a gun on her hip, by the way. Oh, how do you guys have such long arms? Long limbs. And short torso, long legs, and long arms. That's why they get hot. Oh, no. That's why they get cold fast. Because they have long limbs and short torsos. And why I stay warm long. This woman is in uniform acting silly. And not looking necessarily totally morally straight, by the way. Has she been set aside? Or is she still somewhat supposedly in charge of DC police? Is she still kind of in charge? Or I heard that they went 14 days without a homicide until one guy did get killed, like a father of two or something. I disclaim that, Kevin Howe. But she's in her uniform with her gun on her hip. And I'm not insinuating knuckle dragger. I'm just talking about how they have such long arms. You guys. You know, different people have different body proportions. I feel bad for that lady because she fell down the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. She's not that ugly. It's just she's not presenting herself as beautifully as she might. A gal, you could dress her up and make her look mildly attractive. Totally. Wearing her bat. It is a disgrace having women, period, I think, in a like a manly police chief or whatever, captain or something. It's ridiculous. I see it in these TV shows, and you see it in so-called real life. It wasn't that bad, the singing, killing me softly. Does she have a husband? You know, is she like Anyway, I don't want to know. And I'm not talking about a wig. So, that's the little supposedly fun thing. DC mayor. Juanita Broderick, the woman who accused somebody of ape ray. She should calm down on that. Juanita Broderick. She's like, holy split. No wonder DC was a crime-infested dump. You might have a point there, Juanita Broderick. She's the author of You Better Put Some Ice on That. So I guess that sounds like something that Bill Clinton might have said. She accused Bill Clinton of doing something to her. And that's her whole personality. I'm kidding around, Juanita. I don't know you. I actually enjoy her tweets sometimes, her posts on X, that is. Nice. Okay, so, yeah. I'm seeing my competitors was covering that Minneapolis Catholic school shooting. So we just take a quick glance at this. Minneapolis Catholic school shooting. Was it three dead, including the shooter dead? Far left NBC. 2 children, kills 2 children, quote unquote. 2 students anyway. 14 students hurt. 17 people injured total. An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. Okay, yeah, those are children. That's child. I remember being 8, I feel like. 3rd grade. Oh, yeah, definitely. I remember being 10. What was that, 5th grade? Yeah. Definitely. Shall I dox my teacher? Mrs. Otter. Good teacher. 3rd grade, my parents and myself. What a mess. Let's see. Died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say was in his quote unquote early 20s. Ah, terrible. They were on the phone with the former Minnesota State Senator Jeff Hayden, whatever that means. So, terrible. Annunciation Catholic School during morning mass on the south side of Minneapolis. 17 others, 14 children included. Killed in the mass shooting, police said. No active threat at this time. ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Have at least 1 firearm in their possession from the so-called shooter, the alleged murderer, and they're beginning to tracing protocol. Hug your kids close. Oh no, they have that Tim Walz governor, male Democrat governor. He's very manly. Said his state is heartbroken and urged them all to embrace their children. From the officers responding to the clergy and teachers providing comfort to the hospital staff saving lives, we will get through this together. Supposedly, he stated, or somebody posted for him, or maybe he posted himself. Nearby residents heard a series of loud pop noises. Guy was about to drive his wife to work. Piercingly loud noises. Pop, pop, pop. It was incredibly loud and repeated pop, 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 pop. Then a pause and another pop, 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 pop. Just kept going and going. 42-year-old construction worker and stay-at-home dad. Oh, shout out, Winchell, man. Andrew Winchell. Happy Men's History Month, Winchell. Living a block away from Annunciation. Did you guys hear? This is unrelated and maybe inappropriate to mention at this time, but our greatest Bill Lockwood, it's not Bill Trashwood, Lin Yen Chin, it's Bill Lockwood, said that, I can't believe Lin Yen Chin, so disrespectful, he black. Bill Lockwood said that Catholicism is, what did he say? Let's see. Apostate. Thank you. Anchor baby remembered the word too. Apostate. Shout out Catholics. We know some Christian Catholics. But they act like, remember Madonna? She's Catholic, sort of, raised. She's like, Most Holy Father. That sounds like she's addressing God, but she's addressing the Pope. Anyway. Crazy. So, terrifying shooting scene. What a mess. Crazy. So, that's the little update on that shooting over there. Minneapolis Catholic school. The Catholic schools are where you send your kids there to get a good education, I heard. Or you used to. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Here's a funny joke about Gavin Newsom. Real quick. Meanwhile, in California. This was James Woods posted this. Babylon Bee, fake, okay? It's like The Onion, but actually funny. But yet it's supposedly, it's like kind of conservative. Rhino, at times. But Babylon Bee, Christian outlet. The Onion used to be funny. Now the Babylon Bee is pretty funny. And The Onion is just liberal and dumb. Were they always that way? Gavin Newsom, says with another $25 billion, he could double homelessness by 2030. Nice. But that's kind of true. It's a fake headline, okay? It's meant to be fake. It's satire, joking around. And there's Gavin Newsom, total snake. It's total snake in the grass. Oh, let me repost the D.C. mayor woman, too. No, whatever this gal is. I disclaim the holy cussing thing. But Gavin Newsom, you want more of something, you want more of something, you fund it. That's something I learned. I feel like Based America First might have posted that or said that, stated that, whatever you call that. That was from December last year. It's a joke, okay? It's a joke. But you want more of something, you fund it. And they fund crime prevention programs. These liberals with these cities, they fund crime prevention programs and they fund so-called single mothers. You get more single mothers when you fund them. And single mothers, what do single mothers do more per capita than the two-parent homes? Per capita, of course. They raise criminals. So you get more crime. That's why they're pro-crime, because they're pro these evil single mothers and the sympathizers of criminals and the communism, and they like a bit of chaos so they can swoop in and pretend to save the day. They pretend like the problem is not that bad until it gets so bad that the people see through their lies, and then the people are like, no, we need to get rid of these Soros DAs from office, vote them out. But that's what I mean by get rid of. I'm not some evil person, okay? Necessarily. I was overhearing these people fighting against Trump bringing the National Guard to their different cities that are just crime-ridden and have been that way for decades, and they're fine with it. Sick. So, Newsom, Babylon Bee satire, and funding crime and homelessness. Out of control. Crazy. So you can call in 1-888-775-3773. Hang tight, callers. There is one line open, but I have to. I would be remiss if I did not. Oh, here. I need to start closing tabs. It's out of control. Based America First states, Happy Men's History Month. Or wishes us, greets us. Happy Men's History Month, yes. During 1787. It was fun, by the way, speaking of Men's History Month. Here in Bill Lockwood on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, pay tribute to Thomas Jefferson. I had no idea that Thomas Jefferson was so brilliant. Because I was raised on, oh, he tore up the Bible. Oh, he was this, he was that. Oh, and then they try to push this degeneracy image on Benjamin Franklin, which I don't know how true that is. They just make him out as if he was the worst of our present day pleasure seeker sickos. Huh. BasedAF, based America first, that's what that means. AF means America first, okay? Not the other thing. That's why he puts America first. During 1787, James Madison wrote in the Federalist number 10, it's one of the Federalist papers or letters or whatever, democracies have ever been spectacles of turbulence and contention. Yeah, that's why you don't want people coming in, because then they'll vote for evil, which is what they've been doing. You know, these immigrants and their children, these illegals and their children, and grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren have ever been found incompatible with personal security or the rights of property. Indeed, democracy. Oh, we're going to vote your property away from you. And have been in general as short in their lives as they have been violent in their deaths. He saw direct democracy as vulnerable to instability and majority tyranny, which is the case. Tyranny, pushing the gay agenda, the Aborsh agenda, and all kinds of mess. It's also, they put that into the judges and the senator selection. It's just out of control. Get rid of direct democracy. Mob rule. The mob is wrong. The crowd is wrong. You have to have some rules and order. Thank you, sir. James Madison. Democracy. And Anchor Baby redirect is set, okay? This is not Popcorn's Thump Keg. It's a different guy. It says Keg Thumps Cornpop. It's different. Cornpop. My alter ego is trying the false equivalence argument, promotes a little Aborsh is okay, so a little slavery is okay. Margaret Sanger, founded Planned Parenthood specifically to unalive ninjas, says he. I think, actually, Sanger was pre-Aborsh. She was for just, what is that thing where you make them so they can't have babies? Sterilizing. She was for sterilization, not Aborsh. It says the, well, actually, Reddit bros. I don't know. That's what I heard. Working hard all day in a field for shelter, food, and healthcare is not the same as killing or unalived. I don't like that term, but I get it. I appreciate trying to protect the channel, right? But unalive sounds liberal and girly. But yeah, I get you. Unalived baby and ruined mother. Yeah. Terrible. To this day, says Cornpop, people work for the benefit of someone else to earn money and pay for their own shelter, food, and health care, just like with slavery. Granted, it's still, not as ideal as today is, even though today is not ideal. For some, it's their own fault mostly. To this day, people work for the benefit of someone else in order to earn their own money, pay for their own shelter and food and health care, so-called. Living in their imaginations that white men rode horses randomly whipping people so that they would work harder and lynch them. That's like a farmer not maintaining his tractor and wondering why it broke down when it's harvest time. I know. The Civil War was fought to free the slaves, supposedly. I put supposedly in there. And fundamentally trampled states' rights. Indeed, it did. Many states' rights were violated. Put a tariff on crops harvested using slave labor, for example, or something. Mechanization was taking over, and slavery would have naturally sunset. Stop being a victim and blaming others, leaving the demon rat plantation. And now they have evil things like minimum wage. where the government comes in and says, you can't pay them $2 an hour. You have to pay them 15 or 20. Ridiculous. Thank you, Cornpop. Keg thumps Cornpop or whatever. Not to be confused. Lord, what did I just do? With Popcorn's Thump Keg, who gave another. Thank you, Cornpop. Yeah, I know. Abortion is... That's what part of my question was I thought of afterwards. Popcorn. Which is worse, abortion or slavery? People act like slavery is worse or like they're equal. No, abortion is way worse. It's necessarily killing. And slavery is not necessarily killing. It's not a life most would want to keep. As the Bible even says, Paul in the Bible encouraged you, if you can get your freedom, do so. Of course. But they are like, oh, so terrible. Barf Boy bought a coffee. I remember the days when Hake would play music at the end of his podcast and halfway through his podcast. Now, nothing. Shocked emoji. The Hake Report is reflective of today's society, a drop in standards. What a shame. Indeed, Barf Boy. I disclaim your name. I didn't used to like that name. Okay. Yeah, the reason I had to do that was... I did start to do like music halfway through. I used to play music at the very beginning, and then I would do my intro, and then I would do music at the top of the second hour, and then I would do one towards the top of the third hour, and just blame Spotify because Spotify was taking down my podcasts. Because I didn't have the copyright to play it. Pfft. What a mess. Yeah, what a shame. And I don't always have time, and I take the callers to the very last 15 seconds or 10 seconds. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's terrible. You might be right, Barf Boy. I don't know. And I vomit boy or throw up boy. I don't know. Something else. Some other word. Whatever. Versus work. We'll call it work rather than slavery. Caesar. Thanks for not playing music anymore, says Albert. Sup, Hake, my man's history shout out will go to Carl Jung, which looks like Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, psychoanalyst. Oh, he prescribed, psychiatrist? Really? He prescribed? Because psychiatrists prescribe medication. Not psychologists, but anyway, psychoanalyst, thinker, regarded as one of the most influential figures in psychology. Aside from his long list of achievements, I won't list for the sake of keeping the coffee short. I will leave you with a very important quote he made regarding suffering. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Before I had heard about JLP, Carl was my beacon, says Caesar or Cesar. On a side note, please, Hake, I must know, laughing face, with, pardon me, with tears, what did Robert in Kansas do? Triple question mark, LOL. Whatever it was, it must have been really bad. He'd been really degenerate and nasty and slanderous for a long time, you know. And just calling the show drunk, at least, I don't know if he was drunk, but it sounded like he was. Certainly sounded like he was. And then he just went off. Mask off. So I had to let him go. I have more to say, but that'll be for another day. Looks like I need to find a replacement for Robert as a favorite caller. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. Stay blessed, and everyone. Thanks, hands, or praying hands. says Caesar or Cesar. Nice. Indeed. Yeah, he puts the show at risk. Okay, popcorn with a another coffee. What are your thoughts on the firing of Lisa Cook, that black female, from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors? She was a governess appointed by Biden. I'm more interested in whether you agree with the reason she was fired, according to the Great White Hope, which was making false statements on a mortgage application. To me, that sounds a lot like falsifying mortgage documents in the same way that falsifying business records was mocked when it was the Great White Hope. If she was targeted, does that change your opinion? I know you're not a fan of people losing their job due to allegations, so wondering what you think. Again, I get that you don't like black women. I like them. Oh, yeah, in certain positions, he says. Okay. Black women or women in general in certain positions. In certain positions. I like them. I like Lisa Cook. Look at that frowny face. Oh, man. What's his name? William III called in about how they have this. Somebody called in about that. Maxine Waters has that frowny, non-smile, upside-down smile. Let's see if I can find her. Wait, how do I... In the world... Yeah, let me go out here. Let me show you guys Lisa Cook if I can find her. There she... I don't think she should have been hired in the first place. I don't know what Trump's... If Trump was just looking for an excuse to get rid of this gal, because look at her. That's not a person who earned that spot. That was a Biden affirmative action thing there. I am completely speculating, okay? I think it's fair speculation, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just found an excuse. Mortgage fraud. I don't know. He called it mortgage fraud or something. I don't know. Not charged, not convicted, whatever. I don't know if she's charged, but they're investigating her. Again, I get it. You don't like that. Put that aside momentarily. Okay, let me see if I can put that aside momentarily. How do I pretend not to stick to that? Should a person be fired for something unsubstantiated? What's the standard? I don't know if it's unsubstantiated. I don't know what that means. Okay, they're calling it Are you saying that it's unsubstantiated? And if so, what does that mean? I don't know. It's like a thing. Like, I think it's unsubstantiated what they claimed about Bill Cosby. There is not much substance there. Substantiated meaning having substance, I guess. Because Bill Cosby, they were, as JLP pointed out, they were all doing the Black Beauties and Quaaludes. It was a party drug. In order to, you have to be halfway high or drunk to get with a gal if you're a man, or a gal to get with you as a woman. Part of the point of drinking or drugging is so that you can be off enough to end up having the sex. Right? I mean, I don't know. Sober people have this sex too, but most of the time they're not. And then they're calling that rape because she couldn't consent. Please. But I mean, there was one white woman who was a lesbian, by the way, who got the conviction against Cosby. A whole bunch of other women accused him, and accusations are not substance. Okay? Accusations are not evidence. But anyway, I don't know I've never looked into her thing. I don't care. She shouldn't have been there in the first place, in my opinion. She was put there by Biden, so she doesn't even belong there. You just fire her based on that. Appointed by Biden, fire her based on that. I don't know, man. I don't know. So here he goes trying to put a false equivalence on everybody trying to find something on Trump to the Trump administration supposedly finding something on this gal, or the DOJ maybe gonna find something, maybe found something on this gal, or I don't know what. It's very common for, you know, these blacks who come into money or power or whatever to do something that's like not according to the book. And young people too, young like gay, that George Santos guy, it's common. George Santos kind of shamelessly didn't go by the book, and so he got caught because he didn't jump through the proper hoops like these others scammers do, and they scammed according to the law. I'm using the term scam in my own vernacular, meaning exploiting the racket known as politics and, I don't know, business and money, and I don't know. I don't really get it. But I'm calling it a scam because, you know, politicians are a bunch of phonies. Oh boy, this thing is going again. So, yeah, I don't know. I think you're, like Cornpop alleged on you, you are in your head, and people who are in their heads draw false equivalencies all the time. They try to draw the equivalence to what JLP does with expressing love for the blacks with what the Jew critics and blamers and haters do with what they do to the Jews. You know, telling the truth about the Jews. What JLP's has actual love for the blacks. And they're trying to pretend like they have actual love for the Jews. I love the Jews. I want them to come to Christ. It's fake. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what the Cosby thing is. I don't really care. I don't know, whatever. I stand with the maliciously accused, we'll call it. Because they went after him, really? They went after him because he told the blacks to be responsible. That's really why they went after him. Hannibal Buress? Yeah, that guy. He was the guy who went viral because he's a comedian, and he hates black people. He hates responsibility. And Bill Cosby was like, "Be responsible. Pull up your pants." And he's like, "Yeah, but you rape women, Bill Cosby." And it went viral. And after that, they started all these accusations, and, you know, it broke open wide because of a slanderer. Pretty nasty stuff. And that was why they went after him. It was all because he told the blacks to be responsible. Terrible. Let me double check for any other remaining super chats here. David in Ocala, Florida, is on the line over here. David, thanks for calling, man. What's up?
Hey, I'll call back another time about the car business thing. I called about because I know you don't have much time.
Right on.
So, but the Quaaludes, man, that was the best buzz I ever had in my life.
See? Yeah. I disavow. I disclaim.
Listen, I need to. It was better than Coke, man. That's how they had to outlaw them. Okay.
Quaaludes. So it was So I'm right. It was a party drug back then when Bill Cosby was putting in getting with the women allegedly.
Yeah, he didn't use no black beauties. Okay, I don't know where he came up with that, but here's the thing.
Oh, the reason I said black beauties is because JLP would tell the story that everybody was doing black beauties and all these other drugs to party.
Yellow jackets, yellow jackets and black beauties. But the women loved the Quaaludes. Okay,
yeah.
So it wasn't just like you know, that's where I got them from. I got them from a girl. Okay, but
so what are Quaaludes? Is sleeping pill or whatever? Sedative hypnotic drug. Quaaludes. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's it started off as that. Okay, it started off, I think, as a.
Can you come closer to your
sleeping-
phone? I just want to make sure that you're coming in loud and clear.
Yeah. Can you hear me better now?
That might be better. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So it was originally a sleeping pill.
No,
but
come
people
back.
figured out
Go
that-
back to where you were. It's getting worse.
Huh. Your phone was acting up before I called you. It was cutting out. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Okay. So anyway, it started out as a sleeping pill, and what they realized is you could push yourself through the part where you didn't go to sleep, which it takes about 5 minutes.
Okay.
It was an outstanding, muscle relaxing, it's just unbelievable. The scientists that conjured this up.
Terrible.
But they outlawed them in like 83, I think it was. So I only got a hold of 2 of them when I was a kid. That was it.
Whoa.
Yeah. But here's a white Man's History Month guy for you, because I know you got to go. Lance Alworth, okay, from the San Diego Chargers.
Okay.
I can't believe he's 85 years old. I didn't realize he was born in 1940. He's one of the best wide receivers that ever played the game. They called him Bambi. Okay, now this is old NFL. Back in the 60s, Lance played for them, but he got to go to Dallas. Okay, at the last of his career, and he caught a touchdown in Super Bowl VI. So
nice.
Hello.
Yeah. No, I'm listening.
Yeah, so he spent like 12 years in San Diego, and didn't really never got to the Super Bowl, but Dallas picked him up right at the end, and he got a ring, which is great. So
right on. Congratulations and happy Men's History Month. 85-year-old Lance Dwight Alworth, nicknamed Bambi.
Yeah, because of how smooth he ran routes.
Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah, you could go look him up on
YouTube, huh?
Look him up. Hey, let me show you how much of a boomer I am, and then I'll go. I went to go. My phone wouldn't take any apps. It wouldn't open up the app store, so I go to the phone place, AT&T, and they told me that's because you got an 8-year-old phone.
That's funny, man. Nice.
Yeah, but see how they do you?
Yeah, because that's not even that old.
Not really. No, it was an 8+ too. But anyway, they make it where it won't the ISO or whatever. It won't link in no more, so you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Get a new phone, So, all right. Well, listen, man. I'll call you back sometime next week or something. Okay.
Right on, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for your.
I want to shout out to Scare and See, whoever Scare and See, because they asked if I called in today. That's why I called.
Nice. Right on. Appreciate that. Shout out to Scaring C. Take care.
Yeah, later on, bud.
All right. Bye. Wow. Okay, well, guys, Rick in Hampton, VA. I cannot get to you, man. I don't think. Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose I could. Let's get to Rick in Hampton, VA. Rick, we have like less than a minute. Or we have like a minute.
What's going on, Hake? What's happening with you?
Not much. How about you?
Man, not a thing, man. Well, you know what? It seemed like the liberal media, they're trying to say that black unemployment is high with Trump.
Oh, Lord. Really?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, God. But yet, when Biden was in, when everything was high interest rate, yeah, real quick, Dave, they said Trump is trying to fire one of the Federal Reserves. Is a black female. What's her name?
That's right. The Lisa Cook gal.
Yeah, here's my problem.
30 seconds.
I mean, yeah, Trump wants to lower the interest rate.
Yep.
Why did he refuse to lower the interest rate?
Oh, I heard somebody make the claim that it's Trump derangement syndrome, why they're not doing it. So, but what's funny is they're accusing him of politics when if that's true, they're the ones doing politics. And, they just hate Trump. And you know how Trump will it's like JLP will see through somebody better than the person even knows themselves consciously. So that might be true. He might be seeing with spiritual eyes. I got to go, Rick. Let's go. Let's have a good one. Take care, man.
You too, James. Thank you, brother.
All right. And thank you guys. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Bye.